So one of the first signs you might get from having a bad alternator is that your lights inside and outside might be really dim or actually overly bright. So pretty much your alternator is getting inconsistent voltage, so it's kind of going to be like a roller coaster with your lights. So if your lights are going on and off or just really bright or really dim, you might have a bad alternator. Next up is if you have a dead battery a lot. That usually the alternator, the whole purpose of the alternator is to run most of the electricity and stuff inside that's electric, and it also charges your battery while you're driving. So if your alternator is not working properly, your battery won't be charged. So when you go in the mornings or whenever you're driving your vehicle, if you try to start it and it doesn't start, your battery's completely dead, it means your alternator is not charging your battery. So a good way to check to see if it's your battery or alternator is to jump start it if you have a dead battery. So if you jump start it and the vehicle stays on, that means that your alternator is working, because once the vehicle is already on, the alternator takes over and keeps the vehicle running. So that means the battery's dead. So that pretty much means to change your battery. If you start it and the vehicle's on and then it shuts off, that means your alternator is bad, because the alternator, again, keeps the vehicle running once the battery already started the vehicle. Another way you could see if you have a bad alternator is if you have slow malfunctioning of your accessories, like your windows, your heated seats, anything like that that's electric inside. If it malfunctions or if it works really slowly, that means it's not getting enough charge from the alternator. And most vehicles actually have like kind of a pecking order of what is more important and what is less important. And it's going to kind of start at the bottom of things that are the least important to drop the voltage from your alternator. So it's pretty much going to keep your vehicle running, and it's going to shut off things like the radio, the windows, things that aren't important, so you could still get to a place safe and fix your alternator issue. So if you ever notice that your windows are going down slow or anything like that, get your alternator checked out right away. It's just kind of like a little warning sign for you. So another one to go along with your dead battery is also just trouble starting. If you have trouble starting your vehicle, it's probably because your alternator is not charging your vehicle while you're driving. So just kind of do the same thing as again with the dead battery. Just jump it or charge up your battery and kind of go through the same motions again. Also, you might be able to smell burning rubber. That's also another sign of a bad alternator. So the serpentine belt that runs through pretty much the whole front of the engine there, that runs everything that connects to the pulley on the alternator, it pretty much is really close to the engine, so it's going to get really hot over time. And then at the same time, it's a lot of tension on that going all the time. So it might actually be getting too much power and going too fast, therefore pretty much kind of wearing out the belt, causing it to smell bad. So you might smell burning. So definitely slow down the vehicle and check the belt, make sure that that's all working fine. Otherwise, again, take it to a mechanic and get that checked out. Also, if you smell burning wires, that's also kind of another sign of a bad alternator. So again, slow down, open up the hood and check the wires on the alternator, make sure that they're all not frayed or sparking or anything like that, because sometimes if the older the alternators are, some of the wires will get frayed and they just won't work as properly. So therefore, the alternator will try to push more power through to make up for the power that's getting lost through the frayed wires, and therefore kind of burn the wires out. So if you smell burning of wires, definitely check that out as well. And one last thing is, usually there is a battery indicator light on the engine dashboard. If your battery actually goes below a certain voltage number, every vehicle is kind of a little different, but it will send you a warning light on your dash indicator. So make sure to keep an eye out for that one. That might be a sign that your alternator is not charging your battery.